How you doing, guys? Welcome to Dine at Home Cook Along. Thank you to every one of you who have bought a box this week. We are sold out. Yes. Sold out this week. I'm absolutely delighted about it. So thank you so much, guys, for purchasing boxes and supporting us continuously. It has also given me great pleasure to introduce tonight. We are going to introduce next week's collaboration with none other than actor Islam Toffee, Paul Perea. I think he's got about 3 other restaurants as well under the radar. So guys, I'm absolutely psyched and buzzing. We are doing a collaboration with him next week. He's doing his notorious lamb dish for Toffee, obviously 1 Michelin star. So I will, basically after this, I will put on Instagram and all socials the menu for next week, the collaborative menu, and also how to book as well, guys. So if you're interested in that next week, obviously hit us up. But anyway, on with this week's Dine at Home box. So any newcomers out there, any returnees, just a quick reminder, you'll have a bag that's got a beautiful piece of tear and share milk breading. So take that out of your bag obviously and cook that in your oven at 180 degrees for 5 minutes so it gets nice and warm inside. And then you also have your Marmite butter as well. So just keep your Marmite butter out. As soon as your box arrives, guys, take your Marmite butter out, put it somewhere in the kitchen so it comes up to room temperature, and just leave that there. That'll be absolutely perfect. So for your starter this week, you obviously absolutely love a classic, which is music to my ears, which is great. So you have a beautiful ham hock terrine, which is in this little takeaway container here. You'll have some beautiful beetroots, autumnal beetroots. You have some purple beetroots that have been smoked. You have some candied beetroots that have been salt baked, and you have some golden beetroot that's been pickled. So you have a beautiful array of different flavours going on with the beetroots. You have some beautiful wild watercress. You have a beetroot ketchup, which is slightly acidic, to cut through the dish as well. You have a beautiful smoked mayonnaise, which again is smoked rapeseed oil, so it's got a real nutty rapeseed oil flavour. It's got a little bit of smokiness to it as well. And then you have some beautiful nibbed salted almonds as well. So nice, real nice textural dish, which I'll go through you straight away because it requires absolutely no cooking. I would recommend just to keep a little bit of bread back if you like the whole sort of cut into a terrine and sort of put onto your bread into that. Otherwise, because it's such a quite big starter, it will eat lovely as a plate of food as well, just if you want to eat it quite normally. So I'll open up this little takeaway container, and inside you'll see in this one it's got two nice and long pieces of ham hock. Definitely, guys, get this out. You can even put it on a plate if you want to, but if you don't want to get too far ahead, get the container out of the fridge I'm saying a good half an hour. I'd recommend, if I'm being honest, I'd recommend an hour easy. Especially if it's a cold, so if it's getting out of your kitchen, it's a little bit chilly in your kitchen, 100% get it out a good hour before, because it will soften the ham slightly. It will allow the because obviously we put a bit of stock back through it as well, so it will allow the jellied stock just to sort of soften as well. And honestly, that's exactly where you need it to be. So I'm just putting a little bit of extra virgin olive oil on top. A little trick we used to do in the restaurants. It just gives it a nice little glisten, and also adds that little bit of flavour as well. A tiny bit of Morgan sea salt on top, because we season this warm. So when we season it warm, it tastes absolutely great. But when it cools, it sometimes requires a little bit more salt, and I would recommend to put a little bit more salt onto the ham. Okay, mix up your beetroots. Obviously, there are 3 different colours. The purple always bleeds, so don't worry about that. A little bit of extra virgin olive oil on there again. Again, this isn't a necessity. This is just what I recommend to do. A little bit of salt, and very, very gently just stir those in. And that's basically because we don't want to sort of discolour too much of them. You still get that beautiful sort of difference in colour with those. And then with your watercress, again, I think I put on the instructions to put a little bit of dressing in there. So if you have just got a little dressing in your fridge, anything, lemon dressing, mustard dressing, anything like that, pop it into the on top of the watercress just to dress the leaves. I'm going to use extra virgin olive oil because I absolutely love it. So extra virgin olive oil, if you have that up around, just use that guys. Or alternatively, just leave it. It's fine. It's fine as fresh. You haven't got to. Give you loads of watercress as well, so you have a nice mix of that. And then obviously your nibbed almonds and both of your ketchup and your mayonnaise is to be served at room temperature. I went into my nail earlier. That's why it's a little bit massive plaster inside. Okay, so what I'm going to do is with this ketchup, I mean if you want to be fancy, put it into a bottle or a piping bag or something. I'll just not being quite clean and classic. So I'm just going to put a beautiful blob of beetroot on one side, and then a spoonful of smoked mayonnaise. A nice stir so it just loosens up a little bit. That as well. Just on the right side as well. And I'm just going to, I don't want to spoil the presentation of not too much. Obviously this container of beetroot is for 2, so you get about 8 pieces each, I think, there and thereabouts. So a couple of those as well. Beautiful. And again, because they're all sort of there, some of them smoked, some of them pickled, you just get a lovely different mouth feel and sort of mouth finish with every single one. And then you've got your beautiful watercress. So it's missing away, it's very lightly dressed. It's quite an arty, but it can turn into a bit of an arty sort of dish this for the rest of the day, so you can get your creativity juices well and truly flowing. Like that, and then the nibbed almonds are honestly just for a little bit of texture, so I think we haven't counted them, there'll probably be about 6, 7, 8 each halves, absolutely plenty. It's just to add a tiny little bit of texture to the dish, and that is it, guys. I think that will go down an absolute storm. Beautiful starter, pressed ham hock, organic ham hock terrine with pickled, smoked and salt baked beetroot, nibbed almonds, a beautiful smoked rapeseed mayonnaise and a beautiful beetroot ketchup, all for you guys to enjoy. Finishing off with a lovely watercress salad. Guys, enjoy that one. Enjoy with your bread on its own, and join me in a few minutes for the main course. Okay guys, hopefully you enjoyed your starter. So this is on to the main course, which is a beautiful blade of beef. We marinate this in a parsley, garlic and salt sort of brine, if you will. We'll marinate for 24 hours, and we'll also cook it in there as well. So if you do see a little bit of fat, you'll see like a little green tinge. So the fat, that's all it is parsley, so we've got absolutely nothing to worry about. This week is super easy. In fact, I'm not going to use that. Make sure you put greaseproof paper underneath your blade of beef when you put it into the oven, okay? I've done this before, and I've used the shittest of greaseproof paper, and it is dreadful. It literally tears apart. So make sure it's a decent, thicker greaseproof paper. You'll get a beautiful beef fat and maple glazed carrot. Okay, so what we've done, we've obviously made a beautiful emulsion out of maple syrup and beef fat. We've poached them or water bathed them so they're fully cooked. What I did in the instructions is to pop them onto the same tray, a little knob of butter if you want to, into your oven at 180, 10 to 12 minutes is absolutely fine. I'm going to roast mine in the pan just because I want to have that little bit of caramelisation, but guys, it's totally up to you. Okay, all you need to do in the pan is sort of put it down, inside down, just until it caramelizes. You won't even need to go in the oven, just leave it in the pan until your oven's done, and that's it, okay? But alternatively, for ease, I'll just put it onto the same tray as your beef and as your beautiful buttered fondant potato as well. There will be a bit of butter, only fondant. There will obviously be a nice bit of beef fat and maple syrup with your carrot. I always say, because it's game night and you celebrate, just put a little bit more butter on top. Because at the end of the day, that's the secret. That's the secret of food tasting so good. It is adding more butter. And it's not, you know, I'm not saying it's about the sound of it. I'm saying it because it's true. Put a little bit of salt on top of your potato as well, because obviously the potato, we can't season the inside of it. So I always say it's good, well and truly beneficial to pop a bit of salt on top of your potato. With the rest of the lot, sorry, you get a beautiful creamed Savoy cabbage with smoky bacon, beautiful kale and broccoli puree, and obviously a lovely beef sauce as well. So very simple, guys. I would recommend to place your carrot onto the same tray, scrape all that beautiful beef fat maple glaze as well, put that on top, and literally put those 3 items into the oven at 180 between 10 to 12 minutes, okay? As I said before, I will caramelise my carrot in the pan, freeze at home, do exactly what I just said. So, see you in 10 minutes. All you got to do, heat that up in the pan, heat that up in the microwave, and I'll see you in 10 minutes. Okay guys, so my timer is about to go off. My timer just went off on the oven. So that was 10 minutes, okay? So I'm going to get my beef and also my potato out of the oven. Beautiful, as you can see, and when you squeeze that blade, should retain the shape. It should be nice and soft and boiling hot as well. And on here I have simply put the kale puree in the microwave for 30 seconds. The lid really doesn't stand up to that, so like the feeling goes like that. And then I'll just caramelise my carrots, which still like some more. Caramelise my carrots right. What I did in the medium to high heat, just put that to that flesh side, inside bit down first. As soon as it started sort of scorching a little bit, I just popped the rest of that sort of beautiful beef and maple in there, caramelised straight away, took it out, and then just let it go to get it to temperature. My cabbage and bacon is in a pan, so that's all nice and hot as well. Really quite fancy with that. And then my sauce is just on the back as well. I put a bit of water in the sauce because when I started heating it up in line, it was super thick. So I've obviously reduced the sauce a little bit too much, it's almost ready to go straight away. So just put a little bit of character stock, i.e. water into it, and it will come up beautifully. Alternatively, you can also put a little bit of butter in your sauce as well, and that adds a little bit more richness, adds a beautiful, decadent sort of glisten to it as well, and yeah, it's just amazing. So, on to your plating. You have your beautiful beef, bladed beef, which is on some quality greaseproof paper, so it literally just slides off, no worries at all. Through the middle of the beef, there'll be that little line of fat. With me and Mikey, we take most of that fat out, we just leave a tiny little bit in, because when it reheats, it goes really soft and gelatinous. It's absolutely delicious. So you've got a beautiful fondant potato, which is that melted butter on top as well, which is absolutely delicious. Keep those quite close. And then I'm turning it fancy. This is obviously green cabbage for the 2 people, so I'm just going to take a nice spoon's worth. You know what? I'm going to try. It's been about 10 years since I ever did a quenelle. I know there's some people out there who just live on quenelles, so you know what, this one's for you. Nice quenelle with your cream cabbage with bacon in there, and then you've got your beautiful maple glazed carrot, which is coming in off the potato. And ultimately, your delicious kale puree, super thick, super delicious. This is made in the sun. So a nice spoon of that on the side. Beautiful. Oh, well, that's absolutely true that dish. And then finally, your beautiful beef sauce. You said I put probably about a tablespoon, maybe 2 tablespoons of boiling water in there just from the kettle. I would definitely recommend to do that. I'd probably recommend to do that at the very start, just so it just comes up to a nicer temperature, so it doesn't sort of boil on the sides and start to reduce. And then just literally, guys, you don't need to season anything else other than your bladed beef. That's it. The rest will do it for you. And there we are. Your main course for this week is a delicious bladed beef with your buttered fondant potato, your glazed carrot, your beautiful Savoy cabbage and smoked bacon cream, and then your delicious broccoli and kale puree. Have a bit of that, you'll absolutely love it. Autumn was on a plate, that'll be the plate. Enjoy, see if the sticky toffee pudding in about 10-15 minutes. Okay then guys, so I hope you enjoyed your main course as well. We are going to start the dessert, which is the legendary sticky toffee pudding. So in your container you'll get 2 of these, obviously one person will get one, which is a beautiful, sticky, steamy, soft, sticky toffee pudding. You'll have a beautiful pecan granola, which is just there as well, which is delicious. And you'll also get a nice large pot of caramel sauce or butterscotch sauce. And you'll also get a nice container of ice cream, so they get 2 little sort of plouches of ice cream in there as well. Make sure you take your ice cream out. I would recommend taking them actually out of the freezer in and around your starters. So if your freezer is super, a decent one and your ice cream is rock solid, take it out of your freezer just before you start, so around your starter time. Put it into your fridge by your dessert, it'll be absolutely perfect, nice and soft, but not too soft. I'm going to just take a spoon out of that for us. So, for the video, so it couldn't be simpler. Place your sticky toffee pudding in the microwave for 30 seconds, your butterscotch sauce, same time, 30 seconds, and then pop it into your bowl, and then we'll start to plate. So, I'll see you in 30 seconds just because I don't want you to, well, I'm not going to be standing here staring into a camera doing absolutely nothing. So, I'll see you in 30 seconds. And just like that, 30 seconds later, sticky toffee pudding, beautifully steamed, nice and warm. Butterscotch sauce, beautifully warm as well. Guys, you can plate this however you like. I would personally recommend to pop your granola on the bottom, simply because it will hold your ice cream better. At the end of the day, it all goes down the same way. it's all going to taste absolutely delicious, believe me. Custard ice cream, this is quite soft because it's been out of the freezer for about 15 minutes. That's just me. So I'm going to pop that on the side there. It's almost like a crepe chantilly. And I'm going to sauce it over there because it's just absolutely, it's just going to tickle your taste buds, isn't it, while you're watching it. Caramel sauce over the sticky toffee pudding, just like that. Have a bit of that on top of your ice cream. That concludes this week's Dine at Home, and you're absolutely welcome, guys. I think you're going to absolutely love this week's sticky toffee pudding. To finish it all off, and with your tea or coffee, or just for a little treat, you'll have a mix of fudge this week. So this one is white chocolate and mint, which is one of my favourites. There's a couple of chocolate nut fudge going out. There's also some beautiful fresh milk chocolate fudge as well. So whichever one you get, enjoy that with tea or coffee. Guys, thank you so much again. Another sellout which I can't thank you enough. Check out next week's, which is the collaboration with Avatar Islam, who is an absolute legend, Michelin star chef. And yeah, guys, we'll see you same time, same place next week. Enjoy, dine at home, stay safe, and yeah, big love, guys. Thank you.